tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Pay homage to the Blessed One. Dear friends, today, April 26, I would like to deliver a Dhamma talk, Sutta number 52 from Majjhima Nikaya, Atthakanagara Sutta. So the man who was living, who was staying at Atthakanagara, this is the name of the place, like there you stay in Hampstead, the man from Hampstead, like Vinci, and then Mike, the man from Westchester, so the man from Atthakanagara. Okay, this is the name of the place, the name of the Atthakanagara, the man from Atthakanagara. So that guy was very intelligent. So he was searching a good man, a good monk, who really know about Buddhism, who really know how to live the right path. He want to learn from the right path, from who he can learn. I think in the past, maybe he heard about the Buddha, and he was finding a guy, a monk, who really have knowledge about it. He didn't go directly to the Buddha, but he wants someone who really know the path, how to liberate from the cycle of rebirth, So fortunately he met Venerable Ananda, because Venerable Ananda was, very fortunate guy, monk, who really stayed with the Buddha all the time, because he was the attendant of the Buddha. So wherever Buddha went for preaching, so he went there and he listened whatever Buddha delivered Dhamma talk. And before becoming attendants of the Buddha, he said, Buddha, if you go any invitations, if you go anywhere, if I don't go, whatever you taught, that house or that place, after returning at the temple, you have to preach to me. So that way I can become your attendant, otherwise no. The Buddha said, okay, no problem. Whatever I taught outside, I'll come back again at the temple and I'll teach you. So the Ananda was very wise monk. So during the Buddha's time, he attained only Istri mantra. He didn't attain arahantship that time when Buddha was alive. He doesn't have time to practice meditation, because he has to do that one, this one, that one, and then have to take care of the Buddha all the time, So that's why he doesn't have time to practice meditation. Even the Buddha said many times, but he didn't practice. But anyway, by listening Dhamma talk from the Buddha, he became Istri mantra, Sotapanna. The path of Istri mantra, the fruition of Istri mantra. But when the Buddha passed away, after 3 months, the 6th Buddhist Council held because of the discipline rule, So whatever Buddha gave us, 227 discipline rules, the Samman said, oh, now we are free. Whatever we want, we can do, because our little already gone. When that words came out And then the senior one, Mahakassapa, he said, what is going on here? We have to help. We have to help the first Buddhist council, where will be present 500 Arahants. Not any ordinary people cannot, ordinary monk cannot participate there. Only 500 Arahant. But Ananda must be there. Ananda didn't attend Arahant. But the leader of the monk, Mahakassapa, said, Ananda must be there. And so Ananda was thinking, already the big monk said, I have to be there, but I am not around. And on the other hand, he said, those who will participate there, everyone must be around. So only one day before, tomorrow will be Buddhist council, tomorrow will be the first Buddhist council. So today, whole day he practiced meditation. No talking with anyone in his cabin, in his kuti. He was all day sitting meditation, walking meditation, sitting meditation, walking meditation. And then whole night, no sleeping. whole night, walking meditation, sitting meditation. And then just about 5 o'clock early morning, when the sun rises, and he was thinking that, wow, for me, I cannot attain Arahant already. I don't have any potential to attain Arahantship, so it's better to sleep. So he went to sleep just slowly. His head is touching with the pillow. Eventually he got Arahantship. And then he was thinking, now I got it. I am now around. How can I prove it? So then everybody present in the first Buddhist council, only one seat empty for him. And he used his psychic power, and then he went there and sat that chair. This is the story. This is the summary, the small story of the Ananda. So he was very, very talented, very intelligent, and he was also relative of the Buddha, cousin of the Buddha.
Cousin?
Yeah. You know, when the Buddha attained Arahantship, Buddhahood, at the beginning he was thinking about his relatives. You know, he was thinking about his family members, you know, about father, brothers, sisters, you know, and then relatives who were in his village, in his town, and most of them already got enlightenment. They became Arahantship, you know. So, in this sutta, you will find the householder is the one lay people. He asks the questions how to be liberated from the samsara, the cycle of rebirth. So he asks many questions to Ananda, and Venerabanda taught to him. And eventually, when he understood the teaching of the Buddha from Ananda, and he acknowledged to him, he gratitude to him. He said, my mind became now clear. I understood the Dhamma very clearly, whatever the way you taught. You were really excellent teacher, good teacher. So therefore, when a teacher teaches to the students, the student pays something to the teacher. But now, what I have to do? I have to acknowledge. So I have to give something which will be very, very useful for him. And then he bought one triple rope. This is one, and this is another one, and we put another one here. So we call that one is outer rope, upper rope, and lower rope. How many? Three. So it's called triple ropes. So very expensive. One, the triple ropes, and he offered one monastery for him. You see, he was very lucky. If I am lucky like this, I can get a big temple here.
You do have a temple here.
But this one is donated by all the Bengali communities in this country, in New York. All the Buddhist people there donated, I collected donation from them and I bought it. But Ananda got only from one person. You see, he got triple ropes and he got one big temple. He can stay there and he can teach to the people. He was very lucky. But anyway, and in this sutta you'll find how Venerable Ananda explained first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, and then the base of infinite space, the base of infinite consciousness, the base of nothingness, the base of neither perception nor non-perceptions. So this morning, the Vincent, he asked one question, so it will be very clear, the loving kindness, what stage, and from that, after that, next step, what will be? So Venerable Ananda explained here. You got it now? So let us read this sutta and then I will give you some comment. Thus have I heard on one occasion the Venerable Ananda was living at Belua Gamaka near Visali. So this is the name of the place where Ananda was living. Now on that occasion the householder Dasama of Atakanagara. So the householder name was Dasaga. Okay? Had arrived at Pataliputta for some business or other. So he came from the other place, for his business case. Then he went to a certain monk in Kukuta's park, and after paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and asked him, "Where does the Venerable Ananda live now, Venerable Sir?" Oh, he knows already. The Vasula Dasama, he already know Venerable Ananda before. I was thinking that he doesn't know, but he knows, right? I wish to see the Venerable Ananda. The Venerable Ananda is living at Velua Gamaka near Visali, householder. When the householder Dasama had completed his business at Pataliputra, he went to the Venerable Ananda at Velua Gamaka near Visali. After paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and asked him. So that the householder Dasama, he was very gentle because he knew Venerable Ananda before. So that's why, especially the Buddhist people, when they come here at our temple, they come, they pay respect to the Buddha first, and then they pay respect to the monk, and they sit close near the monk, the floor, not on the chair. But who have the knee problem, they cannot sit, so they sit on the chair. Otherwise, normally people sit on the floor, and that means they respect the monk. So exactly, after paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and asked him, "Venerable Ananda, has any one thing been proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened, wherein if a monk abides diligent, ardent and resolute, his unliberated mind becomes to be liberated, his undestroyed things come to be destroyed, and he attains the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. You see, these very important questions. So now Venerable Ananda is going to explain, because he already heard from the Buddha, right? He knows about it. He said, yes, householder, one such thing has been proclaimed by the Blessed One. What is that one thing, Venerable Ananda? Hear, householder. Now he is going to explain jhanas. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. Step by step, he is going to explain it. And he also said that even when you attain the first jhana, you have potential to attain Nibbana there. How? If your mind is still there, no hindrances arising, your mind, you are cultivating, developing your mind, and you have potential from that stage, very quickly, Nibbana. So Venerable Ananda is going to explain here. He said, here, householder, quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states, a monk enters upon and abides in the first jhana, which is accompanied by thinking and examining thought, with joy, happiness, born of seclusion. That means when you attain first jhana, you will have thinking, thought, examining thought, joy, happiness, and unification of mind. 5 factors. 5 factors must be present, and hindrances will be absent. Is it clear about the first jhana? Because I want you to understand the first jhana very clear. Then when you practice, you'll get it, it'll come to you. So you must be clear about first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, whether you attain or not. You have to learn from here, right? So here said, secluded, quite secluded from sensual pleasure, no sensual pleasure arise, no hindrances arise. Secluded from unwholesome states, no 5 hindrances arise. In your mind, a monk enters upon and abides in the first jhana, which is accompanied by thinking and examining thought, with joy, happiness, born of seclusions. But here, one thing, Venerable Ananda didn't say, unification of mind. But there is another sutta I'll show you. I'll tell you tomorrow. There is another sutta very clearly mentioned. There will be 5 factors when you attain the first jhana. Thinking thought, examining thought, joy, happiness, unification of mind. Altogether 5. So 5 factors will be present, and 5 hindrances will be absent. Then you understand that you attain the first jhana. Does it make sense? Clear, right? And he said, I consider these and understand it does. The first jhana is conditioned and intentionally produced. You see, the first jhana, when he's talking about the first jhana, here, samatha and vipassana. Samatha means tranquility, vipassana means insight. So when you attain the first jhana, samatha and vipassana, in tranquility and insight there. That's why Buddha never separate tranquility meditation and samatha meditation. Evenly yoked together, he said. There is one sutta, if you look at 149. 149 in section number 10. So if you look at that sutta, 149, section number 10, you'll see samatha and vipassana evenly yoked together. Samatha, tranquility and insight evenly yoked together, never separate. So when you attain the first jhana, then you'll see samatha, vipassana already there. So when you look at the index, the Majjhima Nikaya, you see samatha vipassana, tranquility inside, tranquility inside, tranquility inside. All the time he said together. You know. So when you attain the first jhana, you must understand tranquility and insight there. Okay? So it's conditioned and intentionally produced. But whatever is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent, subject to cessation. You see? You got it now? It's conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent. Whatever you see today, last night, you cannot see today. Maybe you will see something new, right, you know? And tomorrow, you may get something different. But whatever you saw last night, if you expect, oh, I want to see again, I want to see again, I want to see again, that means you are going to increase your craving. You will never see that. So you see, everything is impermanent, subject to cessation. Subject to cessation. So if something is arising and passing away, rising and passing away. I'm not going to say, okay, don't arise, stop.
So we have no control over this.
No.
Over the meditation.
No, nothing. How can you control? If you can control, okay, I will attain.
I'm sorry.
If you can control,
Yeah.
within 7 days, I will attain Nibbana at that Brahma Vihara Meditation Center.
I'm just laughing because the way you said it, like, oh no, you have no control. Don't even try. It's like nobody has a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when I went to Dhammasukha, Bhante Bimala also told me, you want to control and you want to attain Arahanshi Buddhi in 4 months. And I told him that I'm trying to get something. He said, I understand about your feeling. So don't do that. Don't push. So if you want to control, you are pushing. You are meditating, so you are pushing. You try to control it. If you can control it, everybody can attain enlightenment within short time. Right? So you don't need to come anymore here. Only 1 week. I got it. So there is no control. That's why the Venerable Ananda said, what is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent, subject to cessation. And another thing he said, if he is steady in that, he attains the destruction of the tail. Do you understand this word? It means that when you attain the first jhana, if you are steady in that, you have potential to attain Nibbana. That is it. If no hindrance arise, you continue practicing, you have potential to attain that moment, to attain Nibbana. Okay? But if he does not attain the destruction of the tail because of that desire for the Dhamma and that delight in the Dhamma, then with the distractions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes one due to reappear spontaneously in the pure abodes. And they attain final Nibbana without ever returning from the world. That means, if you have little, tiny attachment, little bit pride, you will not attain Arahanship. You will attain Anagami. So that moment if you die, if you pass away, then you reborn in the pure abodes. So this is one of the realm in the Brahma Loka. It's called Suddhavasa. So you reborn there, and that stage, you meditate continuously, and you got Nibbana there. You don't need to come back again to the human world. So if you ask me, Bhante, did you go there? I don't know. Because this is according to Sutta. Someone asked me, could you explain me in the Sutta Vasa, how is it? How look like? And I told him, I have to go there first.
You send your postcard.
Yeah, I have to go there first, and then I have to take a look at it. And how is it colorful? How is how many people live there, right? Otherwise, I cannot explain you. And he was quiet, right? So, if you have little bit tiny craving, just attachments or pride, then you'll attain anagami.
Craving, attachment, pride.
No, anyone, so he said with the Dhamma, desire for the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, desire, he said, desire with the Dhamma, the truth, little bit desire. If you have it, then you...
Even though his desire is for the Dharma.
Yes. You will...
It's very ironic, right?
Yeah. For the Dhamma, you will not attain arahantship. So you have to be completely clean. Let me tell you one story. Venerable Sariputta was very intelligent monk. He is 10 years older than Buddha. When Buddha said one line, give Dhamma talk one line, he just listened. And he can memorize it. He can say exactly like the Buddha. He was very intelligent monk. And that monk, one day Buddha was giving Dhamma talk. He was fanning like this behind of the Buddha. And he was listening to what Buddha is talking about. And Sariputta realized that, wow, Buddha doesn't have any desire even for the Dhamma. What he's talking about. And when Sariputta realized that, he became arahantship. He attained arahantship. Sariputta attained arahantship, He was giving very beautiful Dhamma talk. And Sariputta understood that, wow, whatever Buddha is talking about, he doesn't have any desire for his Dhamma talk. And Sariputta attained enlightenment. You see? So, we should not have any attachments even for the Dhamma. Completely destroyed, tames from our mind, desire from our mind. So, this is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened, wherein if a monk awares diligent, ardent and resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed taints come to be destroyed, and he attains the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. Now, he is going to explain the second jhana. So the first one is become very clear, right? Now he is going to explain the second jhana. Even second jhana, just little bit different, but the rest of things same. But I still want to read it, even though, as I told you yesterday, the Buddha repeated 3 times to be clear, to understand clearly. Again, with the stilling of thinking and examining thought, a monk enters upon and awares in the second jhana, which has self-confidence and a stillness of mind, without thinking and examining thought, with joy and happiness born of collectedness. So when you attain the second jhana, you will have the self-confidence, thinking and examining thought stop arising. only joy, happiness, and unification of mind will be present, will rise. 5 hindrances will be absent. Any questions? Second jhana? No, right? So you'll have the self-confidence. When you have the self-confidence, you'll understand that this meditation is really working. It's really working.
What exactly do you mean by self-confidence?
Self-confidence means when you radiate loving kindness to yourself and to your spiritual friend, is it really, really radiating or not? And then this meditation is really progressing or not? So you'll understand that it will be very clear to you.
So that's what you mean by
Yeah.
self-confidence.
Yeah, you'll have the self-confidence because you are the practitioner. Only you understand what you are doing, right? Otherwise, you'll feel that I'm just wasting time here. It's better to leave, right? So that's why, when you have the self-confidence, you think that I have to continue. I have to see what will be the next, and what will be the next. I have to see and experience it. Then you will continue. Otherwise, you will stop. Right? And he said, he considered this and understand it thus. The second jhana is conditioned and intentionally produced. So second jhana also have the samatha and vipassana, tranquility and insight. So you look at when I finish Dhamma talk, you can look at the 149, section number 10. Whatever I am saying, you can look at it.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
So you can look at there. Right? You can find from there 149, section number 10, whatever was said here. Right? But whatever is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanence, subject to cessation. If you say, okay, don't be, cease. No, should not pass away. Stay here. We'll never listen. Rising, don't arise. Stay. I want to attain Nibbana today. It doesn't work. So there is no control. You cannot control anything. If you try to control something, you'll get a headache. That's why Pasambaya in Pali, Buddha said, in the Satipatthana Sutta, the four foundation of mindfulness, Sutta number 10, he said, Pasambaya, that means relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. So you have to take relaxing step, So if you don't take relaxation, you want to control something. No, you cannot progress your meditation.
Sutta 10 says?
Sutta number 10, Pasambaya.
That's the big missing part that a lot of people, that's the big part that a lot of people are missing, right?
Yeah,
And he
so
said,
that's why you have to relaxing, he said. In Pali, called Pasambaya. So in Sutta number 10, he said very clearly. So I'll talk. I'll deliver that sutta maybe tomorrow, after tomorrow. So then you'll understand very clearly, And he said, if he is steady in that, even in second jhana, so he attains the distractions of the 10. So you have potential to attain. When you attain the second jhana, you have potential to attain Nibbana there. If no hindrances arise, you continue to practice, right? But if it doesn't attain the distraction of the things, because of that desire for the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, then with the distractions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes one due to reappear spontaneously in the pure abodes. So pure abodes means Suddhavasa. This is the one realm. This is the human realm, right? Human world. So that one is the Suddhavasa world. So that one called the pure abodes. And they attain final Nibbana without ever returning from that world. You don't need to come back again to the human world to see me, to see us, right? So you can live there, and you can meditate, you can attain Nibbana there. But you can use, after attaining Nibbana, you get psychic power, you say, Bhante, hello, I'm not going to come back again.
Bye-bye.
You can use your psychic power. Right? So this is, and he said, this too is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One who knows and sees, accomplished and finally enlightened, wherein if a man averts diligent, ardent and resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed taints they come to be destroyed, and he attained the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. So this is the second jhana. Any question about second jhana? No, right? It's become clear. Now, Venerable Ananda is going to explain third jhana. Third one, what he heard from the Buddha. He said again, with the fading away of joy, a man averts in equanimity, mindful and fully aware, still feeling happiness with the joy he attains upon and abided in the third jhana, on account of which noble ones nouns. So when you attain the third jhana, joy stopped arising. So first jhana, thinking, examining thought, joy, happiness and unification of mind. 5 factors will be present. You attain the first jhana. And second jhana, thinking and examining thought will not arise. Only joy, happiness, unification of mind will arise. You attain the second jhana. And then third jhana, joy also stop rising. 5 hindrances will not be there. So you attain the third jhana. Is it clear? And the rest of it is the same. He has a pleasant abiding who has equanimity and mindful. So you get your mind will be more clear, you'll be more mindful than before. You know? And your mind will be more sharp. He considered this and understand it thus. The third jhana is conditioned and intentionally produced. But whatever is conditioned, it intentionally produces impermanent subject to cessation. If he is steady in that, he attains the distractions of the ten. You see, even in the third jhana, when you attain that, you have potential to attain Nibbana from there. If you continue. Right? If hindrance is not there, you continue and who knows, somebody can attain very quickly. And some people may take long time. Right? So maybe Venerable Ananda, he heard from the Buddha, he said, you have potential to attain Nibbana. Right? But if he doesn't attain the distractions of the ten because of that desire for the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, then with the distractions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes 1 to 2, they appear spontaneously in the pure abodes, and they attain final Nibbana, whatever, without ever returning from that world. This too is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened, wherein if a man averts diligent, ardent, resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed taints come to be destroyed, and he attains the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. So this is the third jhana. So about the third jhana, no question, right? About the third jhana, do you have any question? It's become clear. Right? So we can go next. The fourth jhana. Again, with the abandoning of pleasure and pain, with the previous disappearance of joy and grief, a monk enters upon and abides in the fourth jhana, which has neither painful nor pleasure, and purity of mindfulness due to equanimity. You see, when you attain the fourth jhana, you see, you're feeling in your chest, right? Especially who are beginner, I tell them, okay, well, you have to radiate loving kindness to yourself 10 minutes, and remember a time when you were happy, like you are smiling with your friend. Bring up that happy feeling in the center of your chest. You feel warm and glowing feeling, and then you make wish. Then you radiate loving kindness to yourself. 10 minutes, and you choose a spiritual friend and radiate loving kindness to him the rest of time. So then you attain first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and eventually you see you're feeling no more here. It goes to the top of your head. So some people think, where is my feeling? Where is my feeling? I cannot find it. I'm feeling here in the chest. I cannot find it. Then when you see very carefully, then his feeling is good, top of your head. No more here. Then your mind you'll get a lot of equanimity. You'll be very mindful. Your mind will be balanced. That means you will understand that you attain the fourth jhana. So when you attain the fourth jhana, you still practicing loving kindness, right? When you attain first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, you still practicing loving kindness. That's why this morning I was talking with Vincent about it. So then I will change you. You'll be advanced meditator at that time. No more beginner. When you attain the fourth jhana, you will be advanced meditator. Then I will change your meditations. You have to do 6 directions. The forward 5 minutes, because your feelings here. No more here, right? So from here, may all living beings be happy, calm, peaceful, free from suffering, free from danger. So it will go forward 5 minutes, and then backward 5 minutes, left side 5 minutes, right side 5 minutes, above 5 minutes, below 5 minutes, and in all direction. Visualize one candle, lighting candle, right? Visualize it in front of you, and then you radiate loving kindness to all direction. So before that, if you want to give loving kindness, if you want to radiate loving kindness to your family members, your brother, your sister, your wife, and then your father, your mother, you can radiate one by one, one by one, one by one, because you are advanced meditator at that time, right? But those who are beginner, first jhana, you didn't immediately radiate first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So you have to choose only one spiritual friend. But when you attain fourth jhana, then you can change. You can radiate to your brother, to your sister, to your mom, to your dad, to your best friend. You can radiate. Now after that, you can do the 6 direction. Forward, backward, left side, right side, above, below, and all direction. You still practicing loving kindness. Even 6 direction is still practicing loving kindness. Is it clear? Right? Now, let me read the 4th jhana, and then he will talk about next what stage we will attain. He said again with the abandoning with the pleasure. Oh, I think I wrote it, right? I read it. He considered this and understand is thus. The 4th jhana is conditioned and intentionally produced. But whatever is conditioned is intentionally produced is impermanent, subject to cessation. You see, most of the time he said impermanent, subject to cessation, impermanent, subject to cessation, impermanent, subject to cessation. No control. Everything is impermanent. Whatever it maybe Tomorrow you can see something new, or maybe after tomorrow you can see something new, when your mind will be very sharp, you know. And he said, but he is steady in, if he is steady in that, he attain the destructions of the tail. But if he does not attain the destructions of the tail because of that desire for the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, then with the destructions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes one due to reappear spontaneously in the pure abodes, and there attain the final Nibbana without ever returning from that world. This too is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened, wherein if a man abides diligent, ardent, resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed taints come to be destroyed, and he attained the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. See, even though if you attain the 4th jhana, if you continue practice, you have potential to attain Nibbana there. If you have little bit desire for the Dhamma, you will not attain Nibbana, you will not be Arahant. So you will attain Anagami. So after attaining Anagami, if you pass away, then you reborn in the Suddhavasa realm. Okay? And from there you can attain Nibbana. You need to come back again to say hi, hello to us. Right? So, you see, whenever you attain the 4th jhana, still you're practicing loving kindness. And after doing loving kindness, what will be the next? Here, Venerable Ananda said, again, a monk avoids perverting one quarter with a mind imbued with loving kindness. Likewise the 2nd, likewise the 3rd, likewise the 4th. So above, below, around, and everywhere, and to all as to himself, he avoids perverting the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill. You know, here he's talking about attaining the 4th jhana, for samatha and vipassana, commonly called a beautiful abiding. This is called a beautiful abiding. That is stage. So, here one thing I want to ask you, because I want you to be clear. He said, likewise the 2nd, likewise the 3rd, likewise the 4th. Do you understand that? Tell me.
It means his mind is completely loving kindness. That's...
I know. What does it mean? Likewise, because they already know. I'm not going to ask them. Likewise the 2nd, likewise the 3rd, likewise the 4th. What do you mean? That means...
There's no part of his mind that is...
No, 6th direction. He's talking about 6th direction.
Oh.
He's talking about 6th direction. So forward 5 minutes, as I told you. Backward 5 minutes. Just likewise the 2nd means backward. Likewise the 3rd, left side. Likewise the 4th, right side. So that one also, at the beginning, I couldn't understand. What is the meaning of that? Likewise the 2nd, likewise the 2nd, likewise the 3rd, likewise the 4th. And I asked Bhante Vimalanamji, he said, forward 5 minutes, backward 5 minutes, left side 5 minutes, right side. Then he explained that way, So, and here he explained a lot of things, but I can say just left, forward, backward, left side, right side, above, below, and all direction. You can do that way. That way is much easier. Right? Do that way. And then he said, you see, when you do the 6th direction, loving kindness meditations, same thing will occur, whatever I said, whatever, same thing here. You see, he said, whatever is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent, subject to cessation. If he is steady in that, he attains the destructions of the 10. But if he does not attain the destruction of the 10 because of that desire for the Dhamma, the delight in the Dhamma, then with the destructions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes one due to reappear spontaneously in the pure abodes, and they attain final Nibbana without ever returning from that world. This too is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One. He knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened. Where if a man awaits diligent, ardent, and resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed taints come to be destroyed, and he attains the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. Now, he's going to talk about compassion. So the compassion, karuna, we call. So is metta. So by practicing metta meditations, we can attain first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. And when you do the sixth direction, when you practice the sixth direction meditations, so your meditation will change automatically to the compassion. That one is he's going to talk about here. Right? So how do you understand? And that stage called the base of infinite space. The base of infinite space, that stage called. So when you attain that stage, you feel completely no body at all, only mind. And you will change from loving kindness to the compassion. Your mind will be so soft, like cotton. And then you'll see the tears will fall down from your eyes. You know? You'll feel that. This is the experience of the karuna. You know? And then, that stage, you see sometimes you feel that you see on the sky, in the ocean. Wow. I am now on the Atlantic Ocean, right? But don't enjoy, okay? don't be attached, don't be craving there, okay? Huh? Nobody can come. The Atlantic Oceans, only me, I sitting down. I can see around. Everywhere is ocean, water. So this feeling will occur to you. Again, among avoid perverting one quarter means forward. So when you know how to meditate loving kindness, sixth direction, then same way you radiate compassion. When you attain the compassion, the karuna, then you have to just forward, karuna meditation, compassion meditation, just forward, you radiate compassion, backward, left side, right side, above, below, and all direction. Exactly the same like loving kindness. Only the feeling will be, experience will be different.
Different how?
Yeah, as I told you, so your mind will be so soft, like cotton, and then you'll see the hairs will falling down, and then you feel no body at all there. Like you're in the sky, oceans, you may feel that way. You have a lot of tranquility. Inside will occur is more than before. I'll talk about step by step here. Again, a man perverting one quarter with a mind imbued with compassion. Like with the second, like with the third, like with the fourth. So above, below, around, and everywhere, and to all as to himself. He averts perverting the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with compassions, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without evil. This is he's talking about, the base of infinite space. So that stage, your meditation will be compassion. He understands it does. The deliverance of mind through compassion is conditioned and intentionally produced. But whatever is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent and subject to cessation. If he is steady in that, he attains the distractions of the tail. You see, even that stage. So when you attain that stage, You don't have body. You feel that. So that's why at the beginning I said, this meditation is feeling meditation. You must feel it. If you don't feel it, that means you are not following my instruction. You must feel it and then you keep smiling. That means you keep your mind light, pure and agile. So that way your meditation will progress very quickly. You know, the loving kindness meditation is faster progress than other technique. You may ask the question, why? What's happened like that? If you do the insight meditation, it will take 6 weeks to attain the first jhana. But if you practice the loving kindness, it may take 4 days. You
Why?
may. Right?
Why?
Because loving kindness is the faster progress, and then you radiate loving kindness to yourself. You love your body, yourself. So that way your meditation will be faster progress. But if you insight meditation, is take long time, about 6 weeks it will take to attain the first jhana. So why you can see, you can see yourself. When you practice, if you can attain within 4 or 5 days, first jhana, then you can experience it. And later you can practice insight. Right? After practicing loving kindness, then if you practice insight, then whether you can attain or not, first jhana. Sutta number 10. The Buddha also explained about the jhana. The end of the sutta. There is one section, samadhi. The samadhi he mentioned, that when he explained about the Eightfold Noble Path, the samma samadhi, right collectedness. I don't use concentration, I use the collectedness. So that section you'll see Buddha talk about jhanas. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So that's why this meditation is the loving kindness meditation, faster progress than other meditation. So Buddha always thought that I have to attain enlightenment 1, 2, 3, not longer. He liked shortcut. Everybody liked shortcut, but he was very shortcut. He was very shortcut monk, So everybody, nobody want to practice longer, right? We want also shortcut. So he said, but if he does not attain the distractions of the ten, base of that desire from the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, then with the distractions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes one due to reappear spontaneously in the pura abodes, and there attain final Nibbana without ever returning from that world. These two things proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accompanied and fully enlightened, wherein if a man averts diligent, ardent and resolute, his unliberated mind becomes to be liberated, his undestroyed attains come to be destroyed, and he attains the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. So that stage is called the base of infinite space. And there, your meditation will be compassion. No loving kindness anymore. So you'll see compassion, joy, equanimity, and the base of neither perception nor non-perception, no body at all. Only mind. So, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana is called the world of material realm. And then the base of infinite space, the base of infinite consciousness, the base of nothingness, the base of neither perception nor non-perception, is called immaterial realm. Nobody. When you open, my body is here. But when you're in the meditation, nobody there. You experience the nobody at all. When you go deeper level. Does it make sense? Yeah? So, now he's going to talk about the joy meditation. It's called mudita. The base of infinite consciousness is called mudita, joy. So he said, again among a wide property one quarter with a mind imbued with loving, imbued with joy, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above, below, around, and everywhere, and to all as to himself, he works, pervading the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with joy, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. So here he's talking about the base of infinite consciousness, joy. He considered this and understand it thus. This deliverance of mind, true joy, is conditioned and intentionally produced. But whatever is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent, subject to cessation. If he is steady in that, he attains the distractions of the things. You see, even that stage, the base of infinite consciousness, when you continue practicing meditation from there, you have potential to attain Nibbana from there. But if it does not attain the distractions of the things because of the desire for the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, then with the distractions of the five lower fetters, he becomes one, due to reappear spontaneously in the pure abodes. And they attain final Nibbana, without any ever returning from that world. This too is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened, wherein if a monk abides diligent, ardent and resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed things come to be destroyed. He attained the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. So, that one is called mudita, joy. Next one will be equanimity. Right? So the equanimity, when you attain the equanimity, your insight, vipassana, will be very strong. Will be very strong. Your foundation will be very strong when you get the base of nothingness. It's called equanimity. So in that stage, before reading the text, I would like to explain you. When someone, practicing, and they cannot see anything, everything empty, that stage actually, some meditator scared, and they break their meditation. They said, I cannot see anything. I should break my meditation. Just wasting my time. I cannot say anything here. When I went to Bhante Vimalaramsi Center, he took the interview every day. And after practicing few months, my mind was so wandering. I cannot focus to my meditation. So restless. And then I went to him, he said, how about your meditation? I don't know, so good. Why? What happened? My mind is so restless. He said, please wake up at 3 a.m. at your cabin and meditate. Wow. I never at 3 a.m. in the morning in my life. And I told him, how can I practice at 3 a.m.? No. I said, please try. You can try. The first day, I woke up and went to the restroom to wash my face, came back my cabin and practiced meditation about 1 hour. I felt so sleepy. My mind told me, go to bed, sleep. And I went to bed and sleep. I slept. And next day, that day morning, Bhante, we asked me that, okay, how about your meditation? Well, my meditation, you know what happened? According to your advice, I woke up and then I started practicing, but I practiced only 1 hour and I slept. He said, okay, please try again. Please try again. And next day, I woke up again and okay, let me try. If something happened, no problem. Then I started practicing. I determined that once sitting 4 hours without moving, I should not break my meditation. Then sitting, practicing, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours gone, and I cannot see anything, Nothing is there. And I was thinking, what is going on? I cannot see anything here. And I broke my meditation. Then I went to Bhante, how about your meditation? Do you know what happened? After practicing 1 and 2 or 3 hours, and I couldn't see anything there. And I broke up. He said, don't do that next time. He said, don't do that next time. I don't know why. He said, this is the good sign for you. You have potential to attain Nibbana from that stage. Buddha already said, the base of nothingness. There is nothing, that stage. So when your mind is balanced, you see that balance, Very good. It's balanced. It's little bit unbalanced, just use the harmonious practice. Right of it, okay? Just you'll get a lot of equanimity. Your equanimity will be very strong, and your desire will be very strong. So then you continue just watching your mind. So after scolding to me, and then I learned from him. He said, just watching your mind. That one is called equanimity, the base of nothingness. So Buddha already said here, the base of nothingness, that stage. So everything is experience. So we also can experience if we practice, right? He said, he considered this and understand it thus. This deliverance of mind through equanimity is conditioned and intentionally produced. But whatever is conditioned and intentionally produced is impermanent, subject to cessations. If he is steady in that, he attained the destructions of taints. You see, even that stage. So whatever Bhante said, Buddha also same. You have potential to attain Nibbana, that stage. If he does not attain the destruction of the taint because of that desire for the Dhamma, that delight in the Dhamma, then with the distractions of the 5 lower fetters, he becomes one due to reappear spontaneously in the pure abodes. And they attain finally Nibbana without ever returning from that world. This too is one thing proclaimed by the Blessed One, who knows and sees, accomplished and fully enlightened, wherein if a man abide diligent, ardent and resolute, his unliberated mind comes to be liberated, his undestroyed taints come to be destroyed, he attains the supreme security from bondage that he had not attained before. Now, you see, the householder, he was very happy. After listening talk from Ananda, he said, I have to be gratitude to him. I have to be acknowledged to the Venerable Ananda. Then you understand, you'll see what he's going to do. He said, when Venerable Ananda has spoken, the householder Dasama of Atakanagara said to him, Venerable Ananda, just as, it's going to get the simile now, just as if a man seeking one entrance to a hidden treasure came to all at once, upon 11 entrances to a hidden treasure, so too, when I was seeking one door to the deathless, I have come all at once to hear of 11 doors to the deathless. Now he is going to give another simile. Just as if a man had a house with 11 doors, and when that house caught on fire, he could flee to safety by any one of these 11 doors. Do you understand that? It's become very clear, right? So I can flee to safety by any one of these 11 doors to the deathless. Venerable Sir, these sectarians will even seek a teacher's fee for their teachers. Why shouldn't I make an offering to the Venerable Ananda? You see, you like to donate to Venerable Ananda. I must donate to him, I must offer to him, because I learned wonderful Dhamma from him. And he said, then the householder, Dasama of Atakanagara, assembled the Sangha of monks from Pataliputta and Visari. Do you know the Sangha? Sangha means community of monks. So when 1, 2, 3, 4 monks, we call Sangha. From 4 to up, we call Sangha. 1, 2, 3, no Sangha. Okay? According to the Vinaya, according to discipline rules. So when 4 to up, Sangha. So that's why he invited Sangha, more than 5 months, more than 4 months, 4 to up. And with his own hands, he served and satisfied them with a various kind of good food. Wow, maybe delicious food, right? So he served himself. So my people actually here, the Bangladeshi Buddhist people, whenever they invited us, we go to their home and we bless them. And they serve us very nicely. It's not like American way. We put on the table everything, you take yourself. It's not like that. They come, Bhante, can I offer this one? Can I offer that one? Can I offer this one? Can I offer that one? And my plate full, But if you don't take, they're not happy. So we have to make them happy, so that way our plate full of food. So sometimes I put my hands like this. No more. I cannot eat because my stomach is very small. Okay. So the Ataka, the householder Dasama, he presented. So now he's going to offer some things to Venerable Ananda and monks. He presented a pair of clothes of each monk. So the pair of clothes to each monk, and he presented a triple robe to the Venerable Ananda, and he had a dwelling worth 500 core. One core equals to 10,000 pieces of gold. Okay? So he had a dwelling worth 500 core built for the Venerable Ananda. That means he built a beautiful monastery for him. That's why I was telling you at the beginning. If I would get big monastery in New York City, 100,000 people could come and practice meditation, right? So I'm not fortunate like him. He was very fortunate. So the Harsula Dasama was very rich. So he donated big temple and triple robes. So here one thing, a pair of cloth, that means upper robe and then lower robe. We call a pair of clothes, a pair of robes. So triple means outer robe, upper robe and lower robe. It's called triple. And then he got one monastery also. It's very difficult to find, to get a big temple donation in New York City, right? If you are very fortunate, maybe you have potential to get it. So this is the sutta for today. So Attakanagara Sutta number 19, right? 19? Do you have any? Oh, no, sutta number 52.
52, yeah.
52, yeah, Attakanagara Sutta. The man from Attakanagara. Right? So do you have any question? So you see in this sutta, the Buddha explained, the Venerable Ananda explained, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. Practice loving kindness. And then the base, so when you attain the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, you practice loving kindness. To the loving kindness, you have material realm, okay? And then you attain the base of infinite space, the base of consciousness, the base of nothingness, the base of neither perception nor non-perception, immaterial realm. This is called Brahma Vihara. Metta, loving kindness, compassion, karuna, compassion, mudita, joy, equanimity, upekka is called Brahma Vihara. So this meditation center name, what?
Brahma
Brahma Vihara Meditation Center. So that's why I gave this center name Brahma Vihara, because I teach all the time Brahma Vihara. You know, when one day I went to take lunch with the Bhante Vimalansi, and I told him, Bhante, I want to give my center name in New York, Brahma Vihara Meditation Center. What do you think? Wow, this is very good name, very beautiful name. Go ahead. He approved it. That's why I gave it this name, you know, because I was thinking, I'll teach only Brahma Vihara, so I should give this name, so that people can come practice what is the real Brahma Vihara. So some people think that Brahma means Brahma, and Vihara means temple. You know, they have no idea about this Brahma Vihara. They think that way. Vihara means monastery. Brahma means Brahma, is monk, or maybe a spiritual person. And then Vihara means monastery. No. Brahma Vihara means loving kindness, metta, compassion, karuna, joy, mudita, upekka, equanimity, upekka. These four are called Brahma Vihara. So my doctorate dissertations was Brahma Vihara leads to Nibbana. So you'll get it when you come next time. So I'm going to send to Amazon very as soon as possible. Then you can get it from Amazon. Loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity leads to Nibbana. So when you read it, then you'll understand. Step by step, I explain there. That one is my dissertation, doctorate dissertation from New York Theological Seminary. Right? Means I'm really excited to read it. Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any question? If you have, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can share the merit. Right? Do you have any question? No?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So, the 6 directions. So, you continue doing that until you enter into infinite space And
The
then
base of infinite space, compassion.
right, and then
It will change automatically.
oh, okay.
You don't need to change yourself because no control.
Yeah,
That's it to Vincent. No control there.
right,
So when you do the 6 direction meditation, oh, you can do all direction.
right,
Because when you, at the beginning, 1 or maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, when you used to do the 6 directions, and you don't need to do just after doing a few times, it's become very clear to you, right? And then you sit down, you just practice walking meditation, you come back again, and then sit down, do the all direction.
right,
Sit and then do all direction. Then you'll see, you will not feel your body's here. Because base of infinite space, what does it mean? You have to understand that word.
right,
The base of infinite space means, so you don't have body. Only because that realm is called immaterial realm.
right,
Only mind. So your mind will be very soft, like cotton.
Tender. Huh?
Yeah, very, very soft. It's much, much better than loving kindness meditation. You know? So you experience that. So you'll feel like oceans, you know, sky. That's the feeling will arise in your mind, in the chair, fall down. Sometimes when you meditation, you'll go to a deeper level.
yeah,
So it happened to me when I was Dhammasuka Meditation Center. Because one sitting 4 hours, most of the time, without moving, like Buddha statue. One sitting 4 hours. From 1:30 to 5:30, no break. I drink a lot of water before practicing. Then one sitting, and also sometimes, when I took the lunch with Bhante Biman Ramsey, he has many vitamins, I took one. And then after taking lunch, I went to my cabin, take a nap for 30 minutes, an hour, and came back, drink a lot of water, and I start practicing from 1:30 to 5:30. 5:30 tea time. So when tang, 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 to ring the bell, then I broke my meditation. So then we'll see your chair is falling down. And then your mind will be very soft, like the cottons, and you feel like you're on the oceans, experience that. Nobody at all. You got it?
yes.
Any more question?
I had questions, but I forgot them already.
Okay. Okay. So if you remember again, then you can tell me tomorrow. You can make note,
Yeah.
right? Okay, now we can share the merit together, please. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fearless track fearless be. May the grief initiate all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power sharing this merit of ours, may the long protect the Buddha's dispensations.